Yo, good morning. I'm getting started. My brain isn't working this morning, especially if maybe you saw my blue sky, um, or my Discord. I'm accidentally cinnamon challenging myself today. So, this will be fun. Yeah, no, my cinnamon thingy has like the two sides of like one is the sprinkle and one is like, to put a spoon in because I use cinnamon in like everything. Um So not only did I wake up this morning and then just sort of like my brain just wasn't on. It's still not on. I don't even know how I'm talking to you right now. Um but yeah. Walked into the kitchen. It took me like 3 tries just to realize I had already filled up my water cup. Like I kept opening it back up, going like, "Oh yeah, and I need to put more water in my water cup." And I'm like, "Why is it full?" And I would close it again, and I'm like, start going and like making my coffee and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, I need to put water in my water cup." And I open up the lid, and I'm like, "Oh, it's full. When did I do this?" And then I closed it again and I went and I started putting together my bagel and, took out the toaster and put in the bagel. And I was like, oh, yeah, I need to fill up my water cup. I took the lid off and I'm like, oh my God, it's full. When did this happen? It's that kind of morning. So, yeah. And then I dumped cinnamon all over my bagel, like a mound of it. I haven't brushed it off yet. It's, yeah. Anywho. So that's the kind of day I'm having today. Woo! Okay. Okay, let's get the least egregious side of me. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to tap that off. Okay. Give me another second, guys, while I get everything set up here. And by set up, I mean chewing my bagel. Oh my god. I'm okay. A pill just went down like sideways. Okay. I think we're finally ready. Heck yeah. Um Now I also know that for a while my tablet was playing nice and, was in its spot and didn't try to jump off or anything like that. Except yesterday, literally in the middle of my therapy appointment, my tablet decided to just take the opportunity to leap off the desk. And so now I am like anxiously trying to reattach it. Anyway, we're okay. All right. God, I wish the slip was larger. Anyway, okay. How do we. What? Okay. Okie dokie. All right. We're on our screen. We are officially starting the show. Yes. Got my Queen's Rogues playlist up. I just realized I never changed the title of my thingy. That's okay. We'll just have two back to back with the same exact title. I knew I was forgetting something. I was like, I got my Blue Sky thing up. I went on Tumblr and I did that. Like, yeah, no, apparently I forgot to put in the actual title of the program. Or the whatever we're doing today. Okay. All right. We're good. It's that kind of morning. I'm working with approximately 2% of a brain. But I took pills that will hopefully get me more percentages. Okie dokie. Alright, what are we working on now? I mean, we're still clearly on this page, and we will be for a second. Um, okay, we still need to kind of fix up Quill's hair. I'm gonna pop over to page 13 really fast. The one that's done. Okay, so I gave her bangs. And I gave her a little, like, 3/4 sleeve shift or something, because I think that's a corset. And then she's got an apron on. Okay. Alright. Rad. Blank screen. Oh, we don't want it to be blue. I was working on commissions yesterday, so. Why is there a hair wrapped around my art pen? Okay, there we go. I feel like, there we go. And then she had an apron. Change this. Oh, let me, come here, phone. Tell me what chat's doing. Chat's doing nothing. That's okay. That's the eraser. This is the pen. I put like a little, like, you know, she's the bartender because she has a little dish towel thing in one of her apron pockets. Mm-hmm. That's how you know. Same way you know it's groceries is because a baguette or like a leek is outside of the bag. Listen, we all have the same little art hacks, okay? Like, there's a reason things are like memes. Because it's all we all do the same thing when we're like, oh, how do we indicate that this is groceries? I'll put a baguette in there. Are you kidding me? First comment of the day. And it's, oh man, I didn't even like open up this. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, hey, thanks for the comment. Goodbye. I don't want to buy my followers. I barely even want followers. No, I do. I would like for people to see this comic. There's just sort of the that terrible feeling of being seen? You know, that most millennials and Gen Zs have? Yeah, there's that. All of a sudden, my ear itches like so much. Okay, okay. All right. No, we're good. All right. Thingies. We'll do that. I'm just realizing that like their handle, the person I just bond? I bond. No, I banned. Ebulant schoolyard. F. All right. Also, if you send me a real message, I won't ban you. Just if you're trying to sell me viewers. Oh wait, no, hold on. Corset. I'm kind of realizing as I'm doing this comic, how much I just freehand shit. Also, I'm apparently in a very cursy mood today, so sorry, school children. Why are you watching me? You should be in school. Um, get off your phones and pay attention to your teacher. Nah, it's fine. I think it's yeah. There we go. We're good there. Mm. It has been a very throat clearing kind of week in my household, and it's one of those things where you're kind of like, I got over a pretty nasty cold, but that was like weeks ago. And so, but it also is winter. So you're kind of like, is this just still lingering effects from the same disease? Or am I just like quickly bouncing from like one illness to another? I don't know. I really don't. And so, happy holidays. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. In fact, I'm not even sure how this is being held together. Probably just, I know the word. There's a word for it. It's not coming to mind. Anyway, it's not laces, but the little like hooks. I could probably go in a little bit more. We're at 25% right now. Um, I've been trying to tell myself that, especially for the comic and how I tend to get so overly enthusiastic about detail, um, um, that I'm like, I limit myself on how much I can zoom in, because like that also helps keep me contained a little bit on how much I want to do detail. Doesn't need to be that poofed up. This one is, can't be though. Yeah, it's pretty. All right, so she had straight like Betty Page bangs. That's right, right? That was Betty Page. Yeah, that has the straight bangs. I just realized I actually do not have a name for this bartender, even though, I mean, I guess it's not super important at all to this. I'm not even sure. They don't talk to her again. But she is their landlord. Like this is like she owns and works the bar, and then she also rents rooms, and like she's the main character's landlord. So like I think eventually I'm gonna have to name her. of made her eye look weird there. Okay. I can go in a little bit more. I don't know why I gave her like gigantic Jessie hair, but like, okay. Like Jessie and James. Kind of got like a 60s, 70s kind of vibe with it. How tall it is. I clearly don't know what expression she's making. Why am I beep booping? Okay. Just, I don't know, whatever. My phone is desperately wants attention. How many times are we just gonna erase this mouth and like start over? New any percent. Like, I don't want her to be grinning ear from ear. She's not. I don't. This character in my head is one of those people that like. Not that she never smiles. It's just like she just isn't. She doesn't smile very regularly, which is, I guess, weird because she's a bartender. But anyway, um. So like, yeah. She's not unhappy though. In my head, she's like, I don't know if she's ex-adventurer, but I think she took over the bar from an ex-adventurer. So like, she's, I don't know. I let's just put I have not figured out this character, and it's fine because I don't even have a name for her yet, and it's fine because why am I Twitch? Stop like the Twitch is actively like you should go watch Gab Smolder's stream right now because it's really hot. It's being hyped, and I'm like, I'm streaming. I'm doing my own thing. Like that's great, good for her. It's like, man, I've discovered a lot of cool games from her, but still, come on, Twitch. No, we're gonna leave it. I don't necessarily like that line right by her ear and her jawline, but whatever. We're just gonna leave it because I'm spending so much time on her. As if I'm not gonna spend so much time like on the bookshelf or whatever. Good morning. How are you? Let's see. How is she standing? What is her pose? Um, prop. What? Oh, I'm on the spray bottle. Okay. Good, sleepy? Yeah. Big mood. It's winter. It's cold. We should all be allowed to hibernate. Can you imagine if, like, we were bears? That came out of left field. I'm sorry. Let me explain where my brain how it got there. Um, like bears hibernate, right? And I've been thinking about like what how would our lives and how would our culture be different if it was like a biological necessity that we hibernated through the winter. And these are the things these are the things I think about. And I'm just like, man, I feel like more of us should be allowed to be bears and just sleep through the winter. Also, I don't know what pants she's wearing. Is she wearing pants? That's a great question. Good job, me. This sounds wonderful right now. Yeah, right. Like it's winter. We should be hibernating. I feel like we should just like accept the fact that a portion of our entire species just is like, well, it's November. I'll see y'all in March. Like I feel like that should be allowed. I mean, I guess in a way, like once upon a time, we used to literally just travel around, nomadic, like to better areas, basically chasing the climate. Um, and so like, I don't know, maybe we can figure that out again. We can do that. Yeah, we can come up with a system where we're like, you know, we can just hibernate. New World Order, just so we can go sleepies. Uh, I think I decided I'm gonna put her in pants. Ow. Why is my hand twitching? Oh my god. Okay. It's too early in the morning for you to twitch. I know I just did that knee and now I've completely erased it. No, we're good. We're gonna. I feel like I might have made her too tall. No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess in a way, I'm imagining her pants to be kind of baggy. I don't know why this leg is giving me such a problem. I'm just staring at her legs now. Like a weirdo. How is she standing? Do I flamingo her? Is she like standing and just bouncing on one leg? Actually, let's actually, maybe actually that's what's happening. Let's do that. Maybe it's this leg that's going to be crooked up. There. I think she's flamingoing. Which is a verb now. Not that bad. Some days I pop on here and I do my art and everything goes real smooth and I feel like I know exactly what I'm doing. And then some days I'm like, every line looks bad. I'm not quite there today, but it's definitely edging towards like that the everything is bad end of the spectrum of like, why is nothing. I'm like redrawing the same thing over and over again just because like I'm not happy with what it looks like. Some days it be like that though. Like, okay, I know that this is going to have little wrinkles because she's crooking her leg and therefore the fabric bunches up. How about we do that? Let's try that. Are we going to be happy with that? Let's find out. I think we could be happy with that. Okay, we'll just have to let's add some more like weight to these lines. My little kitty's squeak of alarm. So I still have commissions I need to finish up. Um, I have some birthday, Christmas presents to finish up. Oh, I also need to call my pharmacy. And then I need to finally finish putting up the tree. We put up the Christmas tree, and I put up the garland, and I put up the lights, and I got the little, we got a power star thingy, like a Super Mario Power Star, as a tree topper, and it looks so cute, and I love it. So much that I actually actively started adding more like Mario elements to the whole Christmas decor theme, which is pretty fitting because I really, really want to do a Mario Kart tournament for Christmas, with my family. Uh, I did it last year and it was great. And now I want to do it again. Um, and yeah, but then I stopped. That's where my tree is at right now. I have the ornaments, they're in the box still. And the box is underneath the tree, almost as if it's a present to be unwrapped, but it's not. It's just a box of ornaments. And I'm like, I really gotta get that done today. And the very least, so I stop tripping on it because like it's kind of in the way. Um, I mean, as much as the tree's also sort of in the way because my apartment is small. Um, but it'll be fine. Once we all get crowded in to the living room area and navigate past the Temple of Doom-esque booby traps that I have set for everyone, it's very cozy. No, we will be cleaning the floor, but like it's something I've been thinking about just because the presents are supposed to go under the tree. Like that's where we keep our presents, like, especially if you're gonna do a holiday thing. And I'm like, oh no, is this in the walking path? A little bit, yeah. But again, our apartment is small. Just gonna add, ooh, maybe not do that. Okay. I want to put something, there we go, okay. Kind of indicate that there is another leg back there. Ugh. But yeah, we got to do that today. Put all the ornaments up, and that way I can just be like, another thing checked off my list. What day is it? Today is Tuesday. So we got like a week and 2 days until Christmas. It's fine. We're good. We're doing great. We did start. We're not finished yet, but we have about half of our presents. Yeah. We have like half of our presents. Jackpot says no problem. Yeah, no problem. And like some of the presents I literally need to create. One of them is almost halfway done, and the other several are barely started. We can have. I got a week and 2 days. I have a week. I did just keep editing down how much time I have. It's the ADHD brain at work. Be like, okay, Christmas is in 12 days. That's basically just 7. Actually, it's not even 12 days. I can't even count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's 4, 5, 6. It's in 9 days. That's basically 5 days. It's in 5. I got 5 days to get this done. ADHD, anxiety, math. Am I right? Okay. All right. Let's see. Other than her hair, and other than Quill's hair, and other than the rest of Roz. That's a lot of other thans. Let's work on hair. Let's do hair. We'll get her hair. We'll pop over. We'll do Quill's hair, and then we'll finish up Roz's little like crossed arm pose. Also, I thought of something the other day. Speaking of Christmas math, um, and tablet, stay on the desk. I need you, tablet. I draw on you. Okay, sorry, I had to address an inanimate object there for a second. Um, I thought of this the other day, and I like it. I'm gonna see. I don't know if I can get it done. I might do like maybe for another holiday or something. Um, I saw an ad for, I think it was like Shutterfly or something. It was like, oh, do your holiday cards with like Shutterfly, and then they got like a promo or whatever going on. And basically they're just sort of like upload your photo and put your whatever little message you want to put on there, and it's like a postcard, right? And I was like, oh, what if I drew my own holiday card? And of course I saw this the other day, and by the other day, it's already like well into December. Again, 9 days until Christmas. Um, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out a holiday like card for the Christmas season. Because, it would be a thing I would have to, like, I would want to draw it. Um, so I would have to draw it, and then I would finish it, and then would have to like get uploaded and then order it, and then receive that order, and then put addresses on everything to send them out. So maybe not this year. But I could maybe do one for New Year's. Do like a New Year's card? And then definitely like next year. Because I feel like I've gotten a Sailor Moon New Year's card. Like when I was young. I like ordered a comic and it just came in the comic of like whatever, Happy 1999 or something. And then there's a part of me that definitely went down the rabbit hole of like, should I just make Queen's Rogues like greeting cards? Um, with hyper specific, completely insane, like what would you call it? Like messages, like Hallmark messages, like instead of like happy birthday or congratulations or whatever, it would be like sorry about your imminent demise. Maybe I should. My brother really likes doing hyper specific wrong cards. um I remember one time, it was like my birthday, and he gave me a, I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was this, but it had the vibe and the feeling of sorry about your colonoscopy. Like he just straight up like found an off the wall card and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to give this to someone that I know." And it like he did it once, and then it's just become like kind of a yearly joke, and he does it with other people too, which I think is hilarious. And I'm like, what if I just made cards for my brother, hyper specific, completely off the wall, like why the hell would Hallmark ever make a card for this? And be like, haha, they didn't, I did, I made a card. And then that's it, that's my niche. Just give them to my brother so he can gift his friends really stupid cards. I think it would be funny. I'm The more I'm thinking about it, the more I like sorry on your imminent demise. Maybe it's like a Mario Kart card. You can just give it to people whenever you expect to beat them at something silly. I just keep picking at her hair. I need to like actually like get in here and just finish it. I do feel like I'm waking up, so maybe this will go faster. But I got my 2026 planner. It looks so pretty. I splurged a little bit and I got a really nice one um from Notebook Therapy, which is a company that I really like. And like, yeah, but they're actually really not that expensive compared to, oh my god, compared to some books I've seen, especially like planners, like customized stuff. But it's also like just on the high end of my price range, where like most years I just sort of like go and find a blank, lined diary or something, bullet journal if I can, from just like a Target. And just be like, yeah, this cover's all right, I can deal with this. um but yeah, Notebook Therapy has like very cute little notebooks that come in like such great pack. Like this year, like I ordered a thing, and it really wasn't that bad price wise. And then it came in like the most gorgeous package I had ever seen. Like it has its own like box, like um that like clearly like this box was only for this book, like specifically like not even this book type, but like this cover. And it has like a little like ribbon enclosure and stuff, like the box does. And anyway, so I'm definitely keeping the box because I'm a box keeper. I will find another use for this box. Um, but yeah, it's so cute. So anyway, I got my 2026 planner, and we're gonna set it up in kind of my terrible, not quite Bujo, whatever system. I do like bullet journaling, but I also like a lot of it is too much. I'm not finding the right word for it. I'm gonna say nitpicky. That has a harsher connotation than I mean, but like I have ADHD, which is, I don't know if that's a surprise to you. But like some of the really like, use this symbol for this type of meeting. I just that doesn't work for me. If it works for you, that's fantastic. But I actually mostly color code stuff. I have a ton of highlighters. So I do a lot of that kind of organizing with like color in that way, instead of doing it like this is a different symbol, or this is how I'm gonna write, this kind of task or whatever. But it is absolutely, I mean, I read the bullet journaling thing and then a whole bunch of like blogs and stuff, when it was like the huge fad. Um in like the pandemic lockdown era, when everyone was like, what if I just bullet journal my way out of the pandemic? And it's like, well, it did work for a lot of people. And then I developed my own system that worked for me, because that's the goal, isn't it? We're finding a system that works for you so you feel like you're organized and keeping track of shit. That was when I learned that the way you write your tasks down, like the words you use to describe the tasks, um can be like really helpful if you exaggerate or whatever, at least for me. It's for stuff that I find difficult doing, or um for whatever reason I'm in my head about or whatever. Like I just straight up use words like conquer, or like eliminate, decimate the kitchen, um as opposed to just like clean. Clean is, it's like I've seen the word clean too much, so I have to like obliterate the dishes in the kitchen. Like it just weirdly kind of helps. You know, you go your to-do list and you look at it and you're just sort of like, we're not just cleaning today. Today we're obliterating. It's very helpful. I mean, that probably doesn't work for everyone, but I mean, I'm an artist. What part of me makes you think that it wouldn't work for me? Yeah, now we're getting some Jessie hair in here. I have only occasionally achieved the heights that this lady has with her hair. But it is fun when you do. There's actually a little trick that you can do if you really want a high ponytail. You can do it with clips. And basically, like, it's not a single ponytail. You're basically creating the optical illusion, and it's like a couple of different ponytails in here that you use to basically stack on each top of each other. Um, yeah, it's like super cute, but and we're just gonna pretend that she can do this in this vague steampunk setting. Sure, she has the accessories necessary to do this hairstyle. Yeah. Maybe it's a magic spell. Maybe it's just this is how elves do it. Maybe elves' hair just like actually that actually would be really funny if it's just sort of a yeah, elves' hair just do this. It would explain why Legolas's hair is always perfect in Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, what if elf hair isn't dead? You know how like our hair is it's alive at the root, but then like as it stretches down, like technically the proteins are whatever our hair is like keratin or something. I don't know, whatever. Like basically our hair at a certain point is not really alive. It grows from the root and then the rest of it's like, fingernails or whatever. Like it's not you're not getting like blood flow or whatever. It's not technically speaking alive. Um, down at the end. Um, what if that's not how elf hair works? What if it's like more alive all the way through? Like what if their root extends deeper into the shaft of the hair? Hmm. Maybe that's why it always looks so pretty. It has like natural like it hair sweat. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I am so close to like finding a biologist, like a science communicator biologist on YouTube and just emailing them a bunch of so bear with me, you know? Be like, "Hey, you don't know me, but I'm an artist and I wanted your opinion on how this would work." The only part of fantasy that I treat as fantasy is like the supposition of if elves were real, then, and then everything else has to make sense. But I definitely subscribe to the. Why is that? Come on, lighter line. There we go. All right. I subscribe to that whole like when you're writing fiction, um, if you get the little facts right, people will believe the bigger things. Like it's you you need to get the little bits of it factual. Like you need to how I'm saying it. Um, like it works especially in sci-fi where like if you have the gravity and like the metrics of like how like uh some type of thing that uses like centrifugal force in order to create its own gravity or whatever as like a satellite system, like if you explain that well enough with real life physics, they'll accept the fact that aliens also walk around with laser guns. Like it's just easier for the audience to, like, well, here the science here works in this part, so I'm more willing to accept this other kind of more outlandish idea over here. And fantasy works the exact same way too. Um, and like you get the little bits correct, and people will believe the bigger bits. Um, and so now I'm just like, maybe I should do some biological research on like elf hair. Get all the dermatologists and the hair girlies to be like, oh my god, all this hair fact is like super correct. Because wouldn't it be funny if my fantasies, instead of science fiction, it's like hair science fiction? I'm not sure exactly happy with all of that, but let's see. I think it's more like over here that I'm kind of Also, Self, you're pretty sure she has very dark hair, so we're just gonna call that good. Because there's a very good chance you're not really going to be able to see it in the panel anyway. Yeah, okay, I'm going to add some more weight to some of these areas, and then I think it's done. Because like 12.5, I feel like it's about what the printers are going to kind of really grab. So like any more detail than that, it gets a little lost. Okay. All right. Her hair is done. We said we were going to work on quilt next. Let's work on quilt next. But yeah, I have some goals for 2026 already. That's the eraser, not the pen. Um, Mostly business goals. I try to do both business and like ow. That was my neck. um I try to also do personal goals too. Um but I have some business goal ideas already, so we're working along with that. I want to, obviously I want to work on my art and stuff more. I want Queen's Rogues to be out, like it doesn't have to be done, but like I would like at least like the first chapter, the first like volume of it. Not sure how I'm gonna print it. That's kind of far off yet, but that like the goal is eventually to send it to print. Um but by then, yeah, like so I definitely want to have it to where it's webcomic posted online. Um Actually, honestly, hopefully within like the first quarter of 2026 would be honestly really, really fantastic. Um, but yeah, I wanna have work on that if I can. I really like to start working towards the goal of I've picked a convention that I really like. Like I've already done that, and I would like to work on like getting there as an art person, like as an art vendor. Um, it may not happen in 2026. Like, it doesn't have to happen in 2026, but I really like Summer Games Done Quick. That was such a rad experience. Um, Very fun. The trip, like, even just like the road trip aspect of it was pretty fun, even though our AC went out in the middle of July. Um, so like even with that, it was still like I would do it again. Hopefully with more AC this time, but like I would do it again. Um, but yeah, if I can, I'd really like to make it up there again this year. But this time, I would like to do it as like an artiste. Having said that, think they're, I think it's starting to open in terms of like applying to be a vendor. I think that opens in like January. And so like a I have like a kind of a metric in my mind of how much stuff I need to justify spending the money as a vendor. Because like you have to rent a table and like a booth, and then like hopefully you have like stuff to sell. Otherwise, you're just renting a booth just to rent a booth, you know? Um, so like I have like, okay, I this is how much I need to have to kind of, and even if I like make more stuff or whatever, like, yeah, obviously I can keep working on stickers or this, that, or that, the other, you know, until the actual event in July. But like, before I even like to justify like even signing up for the booth rental and stuff, I'm like, I wanted to have already a certain amount of stuff, basically product, um that I don't have yet. So I don't know, I may not be going as a vendor, which probably means I may not be going 2026, but we're gonna pretend that we are. We're gonna keep working as if we are, and then just sort of see where it takes us. But since it's also a video game convention, I want to have more video game art too. Like, I mean, I'll definitely bring my Queen's Rogue stuff, but yeah, I want to get some more probably Legend of Zelda stuff up. I want to finish my Hades stuff. Um, which seriously, why did Hades 2 not get like best soundtrack? But whatever. Um, yeah. Maybe I'll even do some in Stars and Time stuff. I really like a lot of the smaller indie games sometimes are the ones that like hit me the most. Maybe I should just do some fan art. That way it's like, you know, if you know, you know. Kind of thing. They come by my booth. People come by and they're like, oh my god, is that in Stars and Time? And I'm like, yeah. Like, we'll have the Stardew Valley stuff. I have a little zine that I'm working on. That's not just Stardew Valley, but like why you should be playing this very specific Stardew Valley mod. Mostly because I really love it. And so I have a little zine that's like, here's the QR code, go download the mod, because it's the best. It's like, Stardew Valley is great, but have you considered Lurking in the Dark? Where they do a bunch of like shadow folk, like lore build up, and then add in another little friend of Krobus who you can marry. Because let me tell you, I just got through Sentrez's storyline, and holy crap, yeah, I'm in love with this little guy. And yes, it's a mod. It's not vanilla. It's from like game. You know, it's not in the base game. I am editing, explaining my speech because some of you art people are not as into the video game world as I am, and there's hyper specific vocabulary in the video game world that sometimes overlaps, unfortunately, with the art world, and I'm like, we use the same word, but they mean totally different things. Again, if you know, you know. Why am I so filled with mucus today? What's the brush? Why is your hair fighting me? I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a really odd angle I put you in. Brush. You know, maybe someday I'm gonna figure out if I can rearrange these. And the minute I do, I will forget how I rearranged them and then constantly click the wrong thing. So, you know, that'll be a new thing for me to play with. Get frustrated with. Fluffy hair. Also, I've been considering. So I've got a pile of commissions right now, which also, like, hey, thank you everyone for sure. Um, I know my husband's been doing quite a bit of shilling for me, which is great. Thank you, Berg. Um, but I'm as the holiday season quickly approaches, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna close up commissions uh for the holiday season because I got a pile of them, guys, and it's great. Um, but yeah, I the workload is getting to be a little bit on like the I'm not sure I can keep track of all of these. So, um, you might just have to be waitlisted if anybody wants them, and which is I'm sorry, but I think you know especially with closing it for the holiday season, I am going to increase my prices in 2026. So anyway, thank you all for commissioning me at at these rates at 2025 rates. But I think in the year next year it will increase and but it'll open up again. I just want to work through this backlog and then maybe give myself a little break from commissions for like a hot minute like even once I finish up my backlog and you know to really like kind of hammer down and focus on you know doing like getting convention ready and getting Queen's Rogues ready for publishing because it's not ready for publishing yet for sure. This is only page 14 and I'm still playing with Quill's hair. Although I am liking that a lot better. It's a little too up. It's a little too Lance Bass. But you know what? I decided to put him in this awkward angle, so I'm just gonna deal with it. Someday, Quill, someday I'm gonna be able to come back in, and it's like just, and I'll just fix it, and it'll be great. We're not there yet, but we're gonna be. Got some little floofs. If I want to draw like the actual little curls, just sort of the lines. Okay. I zoom out. It's not my favorite, but it works. Okay. All right. I said I was going to do Quill's hair. I said I was going to do her hair. We have done both of those. Now we are on to Roz. Freehanded most of it. Woo! Let's go. Her arm is like that. This is the line that actually. This is that line. It's gonna be, the folds will be right there. Just kind of snake-like, leaning up against the edge here. Oh my, what? How? A piece of my own hair wrapped itself around my pen and like pulled my, like, so when I started drawing it pulled my head with me. Like, how? My hair is like, I want to be part of the picture. I just drew her with 3 fingers and a thumb. Let's fix that. I can when I want. Think. So let's see. This is where it's, her arm is folded. Let's do a little tiny bit here because I probably would, because it's getting real close to her elbow here. Ooh, I just thought of a song I could add to the Queen's Rogues playlist. Actually, it might work better for Queen's Rogues 2. Oh, by the way, Jackie Beth, I think this is the song you like. Not the Swamp Walk one, the gardening one. The I Dig Hold. feel like that's like too much folds. Let's just do this and leave all the intricate stuff for the actual, you know, ruck duff cuff. Yeah, I remember. I remember you said you really liked this song. Yeah, they played this one on the radio for a while. It was very fun to sing. I remember, where was I? When did they play this on the radio and where was I? Because I feel like I remember singing this one on my way to work. Because for a real hot minute there, oh, I had a notification pop up and I completely ignored it. Okay, whatever. Sorry. All of a sudden there was mucus. For a hot minute there, I had to drive like half an hour each way to work. Um, which I do understand, for some people that's barely anything. Like for some people their daily commute is kind of insane, especially like if you live in a bigger city or whatever. Um, but I just want to say that especially for people who haven't, you know, popped in before or whatever. I do live in a city. I say that like it, you know, I'm already hesitant to call it a city. It is a city. But it's a city in a, like, the South, and in an area that is not like super populated. So like, yeah, it's a city here. But like we're nowhere near a million people at all. Like we're not approaching that. So like, you know, we have the city or whatever. I I worked in a small rural town. And so whenever like whenever I told people like at work of the whole like I have to drive a half an hour just to get here, like they were flabbergasted because people in the city that I people in the town that I worked in never had to drive longer than like 7 minutes to get anywhere. Everything was like real local because it was a small town, and there, you know, and I was like, yeah, but I rent an apartment, you know, up over here, and they're like, oh my god, why? Like, well, for one thing, y'all don't have apartments in my price range here. Like, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I used to have to drive like 30 minutes just to get to work in an area where that is very uncommon. Basically. So I always got some, but I'm like, you know, like I turn on the radio, or I'd have my playlist or whatever and hook it up, and I would just, you know, sing or I would listen to a podcast or audiobook or something, and it was all right. But I am glad to not have to make that drive again. If there was an actual bus service that went between the city that I live in, and again, it's a half an hour drive. It's really not that far away if you think about it. Um, if there was like a bus, or like, oh my god, even better, a train. Let me just tell you about all the ways I love trains. I keep making jokes like that, and I'm like, I'm I'm neurodivergent. I have not been diagnosed with autism. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm autistic. But there is enough overlap with autism and ADHD that I'm like very ADHD, and I'm like, yeah, that train thing, that tracks. We share tracks on that one. We do be loving some trains. Uh, which is like such like a meme, but at the same time, like the number of like, especially like autistic teens that I've come across who were obsessed with trains specifically was like nearing 80%. And it was like, all right, it's a joke, it's a meme, it's kind of a stereotype, but like it's one that like more often than not seems to follow like the reality, statistically anyway, for sure follows it. Um so anyway, don't read into the fact that I love trains. If there was a train from my city to the little town that I worked in, like just a little stop, just a little train stop, just like a little, you know, it doesn't have to be underground, it could be an overground rail, you know, but like what if it was like a metro rail kind of thing, you know, went to the whole like a metropolitan area or whatever. My life would have been so much. I would have been willing to ride on a train for like an hour if it meant that I could ride on a train and not have to drive my car. And I know that like not everyone will make that choice. I totally understand because like some people, like I definitely had coworkers who would be like, I would rather just drive. And be like, that's fair, but I don't like driving, and I don't like how I'm forced to drive. For so many of like I have to drive just to get my groceries, even though it's across the street, and that's just because like the street that I have to cross is so wide and so busy. It's like hard to carry groceries across the crosswalk. Like it's not very pedestrian friendly. And I just realized her hand is kind of weird. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I think for all of our neurodivergent friends, we really need to look on getting more trains into this country. Just saying. My platform will be more trains. Please do not vote for me. I do not want the job. Or I don't know, maybe vote for me for the small town things, you know? Be like, I'm stubborn and I'm mean. But don't make me move to Washington. I really don't want to do that. I'll be like, I'll zoom in. My disabled ass is going to be sitting in here. Thank you. My comfortable room in my robe. It's like I do understand. I'm just thinking about like God, it was like what 1997 when women could finally wear pants in Congress. Like 1997, guys. It's like it literally it took us that long before we stopped controlling how women appeared in government. You know, like ugh. Anyway, um, I will start the whole like we should be allowed to wear pajamas. I mean, because like if you think about it, you know, one of those like smoking jackets or whatever that you always see like Victorian men wearing, like the red velvet smoking jacket and stuff like that, and they're sitting in the big wingback chair or whatever. I'm like, that's pajamas, guys. And if like Victorian Brits could like enact law while wearing a smoking jacket in some type of gentleman's club or whatever, then like I feel like we should do that too. Oh, it's my break time, and I was just in the middle of ranting about gender politics. Be like, I'm gonna wear my robe. And yeah. I know part of it's like respectability and stuff. It's like, you know, you're representing people and so you should be dressing up for it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. But also, you know, most of the people I represent wear pajamas all day. So really, who's representing who? Don't vote for me. How do I want to draw her? I just paused my alarm. And I was even thinking I needed to go to the bathroom and said, here we are, still drawing. Her belt too low. Shoot. It actually might be too low. Okay, I'm gonna fix her belt and then I will go to break so I can like go to the bathroom and take my dishes out and stuff. To go this. We are also no, I think this is fine. That's better. Okay, all right, there we go. Oh, what did it do? Why did it move everything? Oh, because I'm still on the little mover thing. Okay. Touching up, and then I promise we will go and I'll go into our break. Wonder how Swag is doing. I'll go check in on him. Okay. All right. Let's save. Especially because we've been having like power flickers. So, also warning, I've been having power flickers at my house. So, hopefully everything will be fine. It's been pretty stable this morning though. So, anyway, I'm going on break. I'll be back in like 5-ish minutes. So, let's just call it like 10:40. It's like 10:33 right now. So, let's all take 7 minutes. And wash your hands, refill your water cups, get some food if you haven't eaten yet. Breakfast is very important. All right, cool. We're gonna go on intermission, and I will see you in like 7 minutes. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, bye. I am back. The ADHD is kicking. I took my bills like an hour and a half ago, but I think today's just going to be kind of a bad brain day. I did walk into 2 rooms, stop at the doorway and go, why did I walk over here again? Okay. I hope I have everything, because I think I was looking for something, but I have since forgotten what it was that I was looking for. So anyway, we're just going to go back to art. Listen, it just be like that sometimes. Self, the mucus, you gotta stop. It's like, whose manager do I have to complain to about all this mucus production in my nose? Why is, oh, well, the reason I cannot hear anything is because I did not put my headphones on. Weird how that works. Be like, why is my computer so silent? Are you wearing anything on your head right now? No? Well, then maybe that's why. Okay. All right. I'm going to be nice to myself. It is a bad ADHD day, isn't it? The self-deprecation is morphed a little bit into just self-censure. And we're going to work on that, I promise. Okay. Okay, let's get the curve of the table. We'll get her red herring necklace. Or I guess it's not red herring. I guess we more Chekhov's gun. Okay, she's got wide collar, like on her coat. She's doing this. Would some of it bunch up near? I think it would. I don't know. It's just like not looking right. Let's just do this. It's like, fine, let's just not draw it at all. Two can play at this game by not playing. Yeah, because like this one goes out here. And that's... Is that right? Maybe we'll try this. Maybe we'll just... We're going to do this and see if it works. Well, I like it better than it was before. Okay. All right. I think we're getting there. All right. Cool, 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 cool. I think we're getting there. Um, there would be some amount of bunching up here because this is where her back is curving. Did a holiday card. What would I do? That's a good question, Self. Thank you for asking that. I think for once I'm going to restrain myself and not completely draw the laces in. I think we're just going to be good there. No, that's too far in. Yeah, I think we're good. I think that's fine. That panel's never almost done, actually. I feel like the heads don't match. We can fix it. We can fix it. For some reason, I drew this lady's head a little on the small side, and I don't think that's correct. Especially considering, I mean, her hands are about the right size, and like that matches more. I feel like it's the Queen's Rogue song! Yay! Okay, I feel like that's better, and that's almost exactly evened up too. So I don't know. just clean that up a little bit. It made me numb. I wanna feel something again. But you help me sober up. Bids they got drunk. I wanna feel something again. Feel something again. I don't think I actually finished up her hands down here. I mean, they're almost done. They're just not quite there yet. Because they got you, and I wanna feel something again. I'm living my frequency. Sometimes I worry that if I sing along too much, I'm gonna reveal that I have an audio processing disorder, and that I hear, like, sometimes I interpret sounds incorrectly. And so, like, my brain knows that they're words that I should know, right? Except then it won't actually put, like, the right sounds in the right, I don't know, linguistic socket, is kind of how I imagine it. It's like, you know, those toddler toys where you have the circle, but you can put it in the square hole. Like, you can just force it. And then you can get the triangle and you can put it into the square hole. And then you can get, like, the hexagon and you can kind of turn it in a way that fits in the square hole. That's what my brain does with words. And to sometimes hilariously disastrous effect. One of my favorite stories to describe this is so, you know, I worked at a library, right? And there's so I was at the desk and I was just doing desk duty, just, you know, doing the ask us desk, and, you know, someone has to be at the desk every hour, so, you know, we rotated, and, you know, we all took a couple of turns at the desk every day, and you know, just to kind of, you know, take the load off of stuff. And anyway, so, you know, do my thing and looking up books for myself in between customers and, you know, stuff like that. And this customer walked up, and I wasn't even all that distracted. It was like it had been a pretty chill, you know, afternoon or something. Because I remember it wasn't busy, which is wild because it more often happens when there's other noise in the room that my brain can't parse specific sounds. Like, if it gets too noisy, my brain has a really hard time picking out the sounds it should be paying attention to. It's an ADHD thing. And a lot of people apparently have audio processing disorders, if they have any sort of other neurotypical kind of, like, if your brain is already wired wrong, a lot of it's going to be wired wrong. Anyway. And so, but I remember it was pretty chill. And this lady walked up and she was like, "Hey, I forgot to bring my birthday cake. So, like, can you get me can you still get me stuff?" And I was like, "What? Your birthday cake?" And she was like, and then she looked at me and she's like, "The hell are you talking about?" And I looked at her and I realized that she did not say birthday cake. I heard birthday cake. That was what my brain gave me as like, these were the sounds that came out of this woman's mouth. And that's what it flashed in big neon letters of like, oh, we heard her. She said a normal human sentence. I forgot my birthday cake. No, she had full on said library card. There were witnesses. I just so completely misheard her. And the thing, like I said, it wasn't noisy. It wasn't like I couldn't hear and so I was picking out. Like, my brain was like, hey, how can I help you today? What can I do for you? I mean, like, I forgot my birthday cake, and my brain was like, this is a totally normal thing to have a regular human interaction about. And I was like, and just sometimes, sometimes that's what my brain do. And and another fun thing is I frequently forget words. I don't know if this is necessarily part of the same issue. I feel like it is, but like I don't actually know that for sure. I just, my own brain definitely has some language area issues, and I'll forget words. And so I've gotten very good at the talking around a word. It happens a lot, especially with like foreign language. So if you're speaking a foreign language, or like, for example, like your ESL, like your English as a second language, and you forget a particular word in the language that you're trying to speak, it's really helpful to be able to talk around that word, to describe it, or to find a synonym or whatever. Because if you can't remember that one vocabulary word in the language that you're trying to speak, saying nothing doesn't help. But you could then prompt, the person, be like, hey, can you hand me the stuff to make my food not sweet? Like, you can like point or whatever. You have to find words that you do already know to ask for. And they're like, oh, do you mean the salt? Whatever, and especially like if you're talking in a foreign language. Well, my brain does that with my native language. And so I forgot the word for scissors once. To be fair, I was a little stressed out. We were kind of rushed, and we had to open up, this is when I was working at a comic book store. We had to open up a box for like more inventory, and the box was like sealed more than my hands could just like rip apart. Sometimes I'm good at ripping things apart with my hands. Like, I have strong fingies. I draw a lot. My fingers are very strong. But this box was defeating me. And so I was like, called over to my coworker, and I was like, hey, where are the, and it slipped my mind. I couldn't think of the word at all. And he knew me. Like, he worked with me enough to know that I had forgotten the word for something. And so I just looked at him and I was like, the knives for paper. The fancy knives, the fancy knives for paper. And you know what? He did get it. He was like, do you mean the scissors, Eris? I was like, yes! Those are the words that I'm looking for. He was right on it. He knew exactly. But God, I do that all the time. Let me tell you, it really changes the way you think about communication. And like, when your brain just, that's the eraser. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. It really, yeah. If you have like issues with remembering, like losing words, tip of the tongue kind of issues, or you just straight up like audio processing anything's where like you didn't hear the sound, like for whatever reason, whether it's your ears or your brain isn't interpreting those signals correctly, um it really flavors like how you think about communication, and realizing how like honestly kind of miraculous the fact that we can talk to each other at all. And I don't know, something someday I will probably go and get some linguistic classes, because I just love like the biology of like how we communicate. It's so interesting to me because I'm so bad at it. It's that kind of like, people get into psychology because they want to figure out what's wrong with them. It's absolutely one of those issues for me. Like, I don't think I ever wanted to be like a doctor for like, ear, nose, throat or whatever, because I don't like that's basically so much of what my issues are. No, but like I am really interested in like linguistics and stuff. If it hadn't already been done before, it has already been done before. This is my problem. I would absolutely be one of those people who like translates Hamlet into Klingon. I really would. Actually, I take that back. It has been done before. I don't know if I would choose Klingon. I honestly probably would pick something a little harder like Ferengi. Klingon has a lot of words already. We have a lot of Klingon speech in Star Trek, and so there's a lot of pre-established vocabulary. There's not a lot of Ferengi vocabulary. By the time we met the Ferengis, we already had the translator stuff, so like all of it's like automatically translated. Deep Space Nine has some good Ferengi episodes with some Ferengi speech. I could probably do that. I mean, I would like I do know a couple other languages. I'm not fluent, but I've been learning Spanish and stuff. So like I will use my degree for regular real life stuff. I'm just, what better way to sort of flex on your peers than to codify not only just a made up language, it's not like a language I made up, but like to go back and like reverse engineer a language based on some nonsense words on a TV show from like 10 years ago. But like make it consistent. Making sure all those words match up to what was already rambled on TV. Yeah. I'm just saying that's my idea of a good time. Let's actually back up. This panel is almost done. I think what we're going to do. Okay. Get the curve of the bar there. Why am I drawing so much stuff? Okay, it just stuff on the inside of the bar. There we go. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. Um, I mean, on top of everything else, that's kind of weird with this panel. It's mostly Quill. I'm sorry, buddy. So like, I feel like this hand isn't right. We're gonna try this. Okay, archery gloves. Kind of the opposite of artist gloves. Let's just do it this way. Also, I forgot to check on Quill's gloves, like laces. Is it laced? Oh, what is this? Why did I draw this? Trying to put in another little pocket thing here. A pouch, I mean. Fix that. Okay. I think we're just gonna roll with that, so we only have this left. Okay. We can do it. Sorry, I'm so throat cleary today. Let's work on Jameson. I guess at some point I decided that he was going to be kind of in like a little skirt. I'm deciding how much I want to keep of that. How are we going? to fix Mr. Jameson. His helmet is. I do think he has an obnoxious little plume on his the top of his helmet here. It's he's a palace guard, so like he's not, you know, the uniform he's wearing right now is essentially like, it is a uniform, it's a work uniform. It's not necessarily like the fancy, you know, gala uniform or whatever that they probably have. However, since he is a palace guard, the uniform is probably like very ornate, you know, compared to just like the regular city guards or whoever, who are probably just like in regular leathers. Oh, tablet, I swear to God. Okay, stay on the desk. Maybe I will change my mind, but we're going to take this out for now. Gonna put him back into Greaves. And the thing that I like about the skirt is I feel like actually it would have more mobility than the Greaves, or like leg armor, which is obviously more heavily defensive. But the palace guards are they're meant to chase people out of the palace. I just feel like I should put them in, I should put him in something that he could probably like run in. Because so much of him is just chasing after literally Raz and Quill. It's like half of his job. Just deciding how the armor to like mobility. You know, he's probably I'm changing my mind like literally as I started talking. Let's do this. So he's probably in pants, but let's say this piece of armor kind of extends down into some type of, I don't know, I guess like a groin protection sort of thing. Not exactly a cod piece, but y'all know. We'll put like, he's probably got a chainmail or something underneath it. Actually, the chainmail might even go. Does he need that? I mean, I don't know. So that would be really heavy. I'm not sure I'm gonna do the little circles. Okay, so that's his cape. But he's also got a sword. Let's see if I can kind of change the angle of his sword a little bit. Hmm. It's the slime that's kind of bothering me. There we go. Okay. Almost a done sword. Okay. Just have like whatever these are called. Hip pauldrons. That's not the term. Uh Also he has belts to hold on his accoutrement, which is a very fun word to say. Knocking it out today. Although I have just lost where his other arm is. Hmm. Somewhere along the way, I don't know where the other hand went. Okay. Alright. Now we can figure it out. Let's go. Yeah, I think he's just wearing like kind of like leather pants underneath it. Or like canvas pants or something. Jeans, essentially. Oh, I'm tripping too hard. Stretch break. Let's let's put in this arm first so we can kind of figure out what we're working with. Um I had a lot of little lines and I think I was going to put him in like full plate, which is, he's almost in full plate. He's not wearing the greaves, which I don't think is part of his normal uniform. Maybe just his ceremonial one. Um It does have really snazzy boots, so I feel like I should at least recreate some of that on his arm gauntlet armor stuff. Let's see, Eris for I think these are like kind of overlapping. Um, Plate or something, so it kind of bends with the elbow. And here's like his shoulder pauldrons, which is kind of the same as saying shoulder sleeve, whatever. Shoulder pads for the shoulder. Oh my god, Self, your brain is broken today. Oh, Jackie Beth Self. Okay, yeah. Have a good time. Stay safe doing your errands. And I'll see you on Thursday. I know I have lurkers. If y'all just want to like pop in, you know. Tell me how you found me. The hell? My upstairs neighbors are just being very, very loud, I think. At first I thought it was a knock at the door, and then I was like, no, that came from the ceiling. See how much we can create over here. I think he has his arm or his hand kind of like, you know, casually resting on the hilt of his sword. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. Actually, I think he's done finally. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any other areas I kind of wanted to pick at. Got his cape. He's got his arm. There's his elbow. There's his sword. Sword. Okay. Woo. No, not just everybody else. Oh god. Okay. Whatever. We got a table of like 5 people over here plus a waiter. We got a couple right here, although I just have to draw the back of their head. I have a person right here and I have 2 more right here. Oh my god, why did I draw so many people on this page? It's fine. Everything's fine. So I immediately decide to add a different sign. Okay. Gigantic sword. Something like that. The shape of her hair. They're canoodling on the couch. Oops. Oh, clothing store is trying to get me to buy more clothes. That's fair. Don't knock over your coffee cup. That would be very sad. Started on that. Feel like this chair would actually be up here, right? Okay, let's take these lines out because I think I need to raise them. I feel like that makes more sense, perspective wise. Just completely freehanding this, I guess. That's why we don't freehand things. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's go back to there. They probably have their elbow on the. There we go. I know that they had like really fuzzy hair. Okay. It's a little lopsided, but it's close enough. Nope, it's gonna bother me. I gotta fix that. We can get it. We can get it. It's fine. Let's see. Something more like that. We just keep picking at it, eventually it'll be done, right? That. Okay. It's over here to draw. Or okay, save. Or we're over here. God, that Ross came out really cute, didn't it? Nah, let's keep struggling. Let's just keep struggling. Eventually we'll get page 14 done too. I can zoom in if I wanted to. I'm allowed. I have plenty more room to zoom in. But too far. Go back in. Okay. Um. It's like decorative circles. I don't remember the rest of it, but I'll I'll fix it later. But apparently I'm just gonna give this guy like gigantic anime hair. I think somewhere along the way I just decided I'm trying Cloud Strife. Hmm. Let's fix this table. So let's just have a quick peek at I mean, obviously we're still missing all this stuff right here. This is getting there. We're almost there. So I don't know how long the couch needs to be. I think actually couch need to be more like down there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Better. Oh, too far in. Let's work on this several. Is that drawer too big? No, that's about right size. Because like if he's this tall, and he's like kind of on the same plane as the door. Perspective is weird. His elbow, but just realized he's eating with his left hand. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. He's still gonna have big anime hair. I'm just sort of taming it a little bit. You give him Goku hair. Okay, he's not exactly Cloud Strife anymore, and that's probably good. Although he's definitely still wearing Cloud's outfit. Also, he's kind of got a big forehead. That's okay. He's allowed to have a big forehead. Don't think we're gonna give him much more expression than just that. Just because, like, we're already so zoomed in. What if I give him little hair clips? Heck yeah. Oh. It is noon. We made it. Honestly, we got a lot of work done on this page, considering that this page was another detailed nightmare place. We finish up his. It's kind of. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because like that's how small it's gonna be. I don't need to do anymore on that. He's so little anyway. Such background. Um yeah, but I think we got the top two panels done, so half of the page is done. Other than the lettering. And then we still have this entire area to do over here on the left. But these guys are getting there. Jameson is done. Roz is done. Ryanad is done. You can't see Adele, so technically she's done. So heck yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Here, I'll do another full view of where we're at for the full thing. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you Thursday at 9. Oh, yawn. And, yeah. Stay warm, stay safe, stay hydrated. Be kind to each other. Okay. I will see you all on Thursday. Bye.